This is episode 2380 of the Daily Meditation Podcast. I'm Mary Meckley, and welcome to day 5 of our series we're exploring this week. This week, we are exploring the theme of a focused mind. You might be feeling as though you haven't felt very focused, especially since the pandemic hit. Well, in this week's series, you are going to be guided using meditation techniques and insight to help you focus your mind. And we're following along with the book by the author Daniel Levitin called The Organized Mind, how to organize your mind in a way to help you focus better. Throughout this series, you have had a challenge. It's a good enough quest. Going on a quest to let certain things be good enough. These are things that are not critical to anything, such as what dry cleaner you use or what you're going to have for dinner tonight. Do what needs to happen to the best of your ability and then have it be good enough so that you're able to focus on what matters most. In today's episode, you're going to be guided to provide you mental clarity. And I want to share a tip with you from the organized mind that has to do with how you index your thoughts. There are so many apps and notebooks and planners on how to organize your thoughts. Well, one of the best ways, according to extensive research, is by keeping track of important thoughts and tasks that you need to do and goals on index cards, plain, simple 3x5 index cards. This may seem outdated, but research shows that this system of writing one thing down on one index card, so you're not going to be writing several to-dos or thoughts down on an index card. You're going to write each thought or action down on an index card. So one thought or action, whatever it is, on to one index card. This seems to be the way our brain functions best. The process of writing things down gives implicit and explicit permission to your brain to let things go. Otherwise, these thoughts can circulate and cause distraction within your brain. So Daniel Levitin gives the example of how thousands of years ago, we just didn't have that many things. Even a few hundred years ago, or even 50 years ago, we didn't have so many physical things within our homes. We didn't have so many places to go. We couldn't travel very far. And the number of people that we encountered was much less than it is today. So we just didn't have to keep track of so much. When you have a thought or a worry or care, something you're stressed about, write it down on an index card. And then you can keep these cards somewhere where you might be able to view them once or twice a day. Review them maybe in the morning before you start your day to see what it is you've been worried about and how you might resolve it, or different things that you have on your to-do list. And then you might think of different thoughts and things throughout your day, and so you could write those down on an index card. Or what I'm doing, I started doing this method myself this week, is I text myself whatever it is I'm thinking of and wanting to release. I text this to myself, and then when I get home, I pull out my index cards and I'll write those thoughts down on index cards. So I include a little technology in the process. This prevents me from having to carry around my index cards, although I really don't mind carrying my index cards around with me. But it's much easier for me to leave them at home in the same spot. Earlier in the series, you discover the importance of having specific places for things you use on a regular basis, such as car keys or your glasses. And so my index card has a special spot on a kitchen counter, because this is a counter where I don't prepare food, but I walk past it regularly, and it's not far from my laptop where I often sit down to do research. So it triggers a response for me to sit down and go through my index cards. Now, when you go through your index cards, you may notice that you naturally begin to organize them. So if you're wanting to work on your health and you have some index cards that might have written down on it, go to bed earlier, eat more fiber in my diet, walk in nature on a daily basis. You might have some of these thoughts on your index cards. So you might group those together. And then as you go through them in the morning or evening, or both morning and evening, you can notice, oh yeah, I'm beginning to do this. So you may even take those index cards out once you feel you've accomplished the task. Now you'll have some index cards that you just can't seem to accomplish. This will allow you to notice, I'm not really making much progress on this task. So you can think about, do I need more information? Or do I need support for this? Think about what it is you need to move forward on this task. And Daniel Levitin also recommends taking some of these tasks and spending at least 2 minutes doing something to make a little progress on them. He says even take a half hour a day where you go through your index cards and you take 2 minutes on some of these tasks that have you feeling stuck. So this is an important part of how to organize your mind so that you can focus and declutter your thoughts. So you might want to try that this week. For now, I invite you to settle yourself down to meditate. Begin to build this mental clarity as you sit up straight and close your eyes. Gently keep them elevated upward. Begin to release tension in your body you might be experiencing. Any distracting thoughts, mentally write them on an index card and release them for now. Begin to notice your breath with each inhale and exhale through your nose. Mentally affirm, I focus on what matters most. Bring to mind what matters most to you. Notice how you feel when you think about things that light you up inside. Notice where you feel it within your body. Name those emotions that you're feeling. Categorize them. Notice the emotions and sensations of joy. Notice what triggers peace within you. Become familiar with these beautiful sensations. Practice them throughout your day. Select one emotion to immerse yourself in right now, taking yourself deeply into an experience of peace or joy or happiness. Meditate for as long as you feel comfortable doing so. You are so worth slowing down for.